everybody, and welcome to the Voices of Influence. I'm Zahrina Robertson, and this is the absolute amazing interview series of all the amazing speakers, the female speakers. Now, this book, the subtitle is The Untold Stories of Remarkable Speakers, and all these women, and this series is going to knock your socks off, this interview series. And today in the house, we have Rachel Pleasant, and she is absolutely pleasant to have on board today. She's a wonderful lady. She's got a great and incredible life-changing story that it will resonate with a lot of you. And I seriously, a lot of you that are in corporate, and with a corporate background, I've had a corporate background. So it's just seriously, her story was remarkable and it really touched my heart. So I really want to share with you, that the Voices of Influence, this global best-selling book is available, and Rachel's chapter is in it. So today we're going to find out a little bit about Rachel and herself and her story a bit. Hello, welcome, Rachel.
Hey Zahrina, how are you? Thanks for having me. It was so exciting to be a part of this amazing book that you've put together and bringing all these fabulous speakers and authors together.
Oh, you're wonderful. You know what? It's a community, and it's all about community with the right women, the right people, the right mindset, and the right attitude. And you know what? Magic happens when that happens. And I can tell you, I'm grateful and really humbled by the collaboration, the women holding each other's hands, and we got to #1 bestseller. Woe to you, thank you. So I'm going to put it down a bit. And so tell us a bit about you, Rachel. Tell everybody, share a bit about where you were a little bit to where you are now, and what's that journey? It's been incredible.
It's a long journey, it feels like. But so to cut a long story short, essentially where I came from a really tumultuous upbringing, actually. So my climb to get to university, I got a part-time job as soon as I could, and I worked my way, saved and squirreled away all the money that I could throughout my entire teenage years. And I was able to pay for, my university for the whole year and, incidentals for the year. So that was like a massive achievement. And then I graduated university and then started in the workforce. And my first job was as a sales and marketing trainee. And that was the first, coming from, hopes and dreams, to be a top marketer and, to really succeed in the workforce. And that was my first kind of wide eye open moment of where I thought, you know what, there seems to be a little bit of double standards here, So it was a first introduction to the patriarchy, and that was a bit of a slap in the face for a young woman wanting to get in the workforce. So I realized that, it's very important to try and find resources to help you navigate like the corporate world. So I kind of climbed my way up, took my role models from, some of the top tech companies in the world, and, just have really focused on trying to now, with my initiative, Your Seat at the Table, to help other women on their journey and just make it a little bit easier, because I found that mine was such a struggle. And coming from, such humble beginnings, I just really wanted to help everyone from no matter where you're starting, whether you've, in a different country, with little money, that you could just, come to Your Seat at the Table and find some resources that can help you navigate the world of work. So essentially that's my story. And yeah, super excited to help others and share my journey.
Oh my gosh, I can tell you it is wonderful to know about this mission of yours, because when I was working in Louis Vuitton Moët Hennessy in marketing and branding and all, and I tell you, I was bullied, and that was really unpleasant. I was feeling like I was the perpetrator, which I wasn't. I was the victim. And it was like, this is insane. Where do I turn to? Where do I go? And it was so upsetting. And so corporate to me, when I was younger, I felt really alone and nowhere to turn to. So I really understand that why you're doing it is so needed, because there's a lot of thing about, I guess it's shame, it's confidence, it hits all the parts of you, because you look at this thing where a main job and it's giving you an income, it's steadiness, and you've got other things relying on that income. And then more than that, it's your self-esteem is relying on that income and that job. And when things are chip away at you, like you have an experience to do what you're doing, I think this is just so needed. It's remarkable. I mean, I'm so happy that you're doing this, you know. We need you.
Thank you. And I just, I looked around at the market, and this is, there's when I was back in the day climbing, my way up the corporate ladder, there really wasn't anything on the market that was kind of helping women. All the business books were around, it's all about mindset, and 100% that's true, but that's only like such a small fraction of how to navigate the world of work. And especially as a woman, and career counseling, career life coaches, career coaches, we're really just in its infancy, and it wasn't really something. So, and starting out in the workforce, you don't really have much money either to put towards those things. So they always say, write the book that you wish you had. And I've kind of done the same in, the platform that I've put together. So it's something that, I really want to help other people to just make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, I'm so proud of you. When's it launching?
Your seat at the table?
Yes.
It's already.
Yes, and you're actually doing intakes now. You're working on the programs with it right now, yeah. And so
really what it is, if they come to my website, you'll see it at the table. There's some blogs. I have a LinkedIn page, which is really just giving inspiration, information, tips, leadership tips. So I would suggest going to the LinkedIn page, to the website. There's resources. I'll be also putting the podcast on there as well. And there's a newsletter that people can subscribe to.
Absolute gold, because you know what, you are also known as a fantastic keynote speaker. So you are a brilliant lady that these corporates need to hear. They need to book you in as a keynote speaker. So you are so good at this talent, like sharing what you know to be true on stage. So I've seen you many a times, and I think you're remarkable. So give some tips about for the people to help, two tips to help some young ladies, to navigate this jungle.
Oh gosh, there are so many. I'm just trying to think of the best tips that I could give them would be.
Obviously, join you.
So one of the things I really think that is important, and that we as women specifically don't do as much as what our male counterparts do, is celebrate and promote our successes in the workforce. So when if you have been successful with a project that you've run, or you have won a client that was extremely difficult, often people can say, great job, and you're like, oh, it was a team effort, or we were lucky, or whatever. Take the praise and actually make sure that you amplify it, because that will help you get promoted. Nobody is promoted if you don't celebrate your successes. So not only keep a note of it, so that's your first point of call. So when you have your when it comes time for performance appraisals, you've got everything listed, time frames, what you've done, how you've succeeded. But also, if there's a company all hands meeting, for instance, and this project was really successful, then maybe ask for a speaking spot to show your learnings, or share your successes. So it's just not just focus on just the immediate to use for a performance appraisal, but make sure you document things. See if you can, put an article about a company's success that you've had a hand in the newsletter, corporate newsletter, or on the intranet. So whatever it may be, just make sure that you are, not in a skiting way, but in a, just in a, share and promote yourself, but it doesn't have to be in a gloating way. And take compliments, take the praise. And make sure if you get praise from clients or customers or another colleague, collate that information as well and share that. So it's amazing how much people actually want to share your successes.
That's gold. I tell you, if you're watching Rachel now, you should be blown over and falling off your chair. That was a lot to take in about how to be, really good at what you do and showcasing yourself. I mean, at the end of the day, it's really developing your personal brand, and which I'm all about. But I tell you, what you just said is gold, because people need to know this. We forget stuff, right? I think with storytelling as well, when you are sharing these, these moments of, glory, is do the learning. What was the learning in the story? Get that little gold nugget out and then expand on that. Say for example, how you turn a client around, right? As an example, what you would just to elaborate a bit more. If you turn a client around, what was that little bit of beautiful little gold nugget that was the tipping point of helping them? Was it what you said? Was it what you did? Go deeper into your story on how you did it, to really showcase to the people on LinkedIn as an example, as a case study. You call it a case study about, like how you developed something and how you did something, what was the outcome. Everybody can relate to a bad client, no doubt about it. Everybody can relate to a beautiful client, no doubt about it. So it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, hey, let's all share it.
And when you're comfortable, because promoting yourself, and always when you're brand new to that, and if you're an introvert, it can feel like you're bragging and you're promoting yourself. But if you do it in the right way and just share it as learnings and things that you've learned, not necessarily as, I did this and I'm wonderful, but people are very receptive to your message. And then once you're comfortable, so baby steps, so once you've shared it with your team, then share it with the company, and when you're comfortable with that, then, as you mentioned, post it on LinkedIn as a learning, because we're a collective being, humanity, and on LinkedIn everybody's wanting to learn. So I definitely recommend, when you're happy with that, to share those types of things on LinkedIn. There's even a section that I think it says accomplishments and projects. So put that, if you've had a successful project, make sure that you include that on LinkedIn as well. Everybody needs to make sure that they're, promoting their personal brand, and you never know where your next job, your next project may come from. So make sure you keep that on your profile.
Oh, so true, gorgeous. It is so true. And look, hats off to you to have you on this cohort. The Voices of Influence, the #1 global best-selling book. We are so proud of this project. It has been absolutely phenomenal. This is the untold stories of remarkable speakers, and Rachel is one of them. I am so proud of her and the cohort we have together. Ah, blissful. And so thank you for being on board, Rachel. And please share with everybody your URL, like where they can find you.
100%. So it's the www.yourseatatthetable.com.
Oh, so easy. So great. And everyone, book Rachel to speak. She's an incredible speaker, heartfelt, warm, loving, knowledgeable. That's it. Yeah.
Thank you. And thank you for having me as part of this, wonderful book and project. And it's so wonderful to be involved and included with such incredible authors.
Oh, you know what? My pleasure, my darling. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Of course I'd involve you. You're amazing. I love you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining us. You know what? Have a great day. Thanks, Rachel.
Thanks, Zahrina.
Bye.